One goes on. Well, we got our World Series. How about Vladimir Guerrero?
Excited, man. I think all of America is rooting for the Blue Jays, but I know it's unlikely.
It's funny, the sentiment I've seen across socials is that like Yankees fans especially and Boston fans are rooting for the Dodgers just cuz division, but other than that, yeah, I don't see why you'd root for the Dodgers in any way shape or form unless your end goal is a lockout.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shot Sports Podcast. Grab a drink, a snack. This is your weekly dose of sports where we'll do a deep dive in the world of sports. Whether you're a casual fan or a diehard, we're here to bring you the latest, the best analysis, and the hottest takes. Go ahead and subscribe, share, and even leave a comment. We appreciate all the feedback. Hit the like button for us and tap the notification bell on the right so you can be notified whenever we drop so you don't miss one. Today we got on the show our usual four guys, Nazir Spencer, Chris Pittner, and Sam Strash. How was it all weekend?
It was good, man. I got a viral clip talking to Giannis. Pretty cool.
Just a light flex right there.
A little bit.
But yeah. Yeah, it was good. Got some R&R, which was much needed after last week. It was very chaotic in the newsroom as per usual, so we're ready to get back at it.
This is R&R.
Rest
Rest
in
in
Rest and
recovery.
relaxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rest and relaxation. Well, Amazon Web Search is going down yesterday through a massive wrench into my plans. I'm very behind in my academics, so I got to lock in today and tomorrow. I was able to. Both of my instructors gave us extensions on assignments that were due today, so I got today and tomorrow to lock in.
I ain't really do too much. I met this girl.
Hey now,
Pretty cool. So
Sounds like something.
hey now.
it
What she
was
look
not
like?
the in the video. It was not the chicks that you saw in the group chat that I sent at the stoplight. None of them. No.
Can
I
they
was actually
guard?
on my way when that happened. I was like, "This ain't this about a."
Can they can they guard or what?
I don't know. Hope so. Shoot, we need some defense on the Jazz because it's terrible.
I was gonna say, give them a 1-day contract. So you gotta do.
Yeah, give them a 10-day contract, G League, kind of be the first women in the NBA, kind of thing. Uh huh. So we're gonna jump into our first topic right here, which is Sam's hot takes. He has some hot takes he wants to get off his chest that he's been asking to talk about. So go ahead.
So again, we haven't done this in a couple weeks here, but basically the premise of this is to look around the NFL and see what trends are going on right now. Just listen to some fan bases, right? And one of the fan bases I've been listening to and games I've been watching a little bit too religiously are games of the New York Giants. And the New York Giants, they look great right now. They really do. Jackson Dart is playing up to standard, if not above expectations for being a first round pick. Cam Scattaboo, his NFL career is not going to be long, but it's going to be awesome. That guy's the embodiment of CTE. However, they still sit at 2-5. And my take here on the New York Giants is that they're peaking a little too early. They're going to finish the season at a 4-13 record.
Wow.
I think 4-13 is a little steep, but I think you bring up a valid point here about them peaking. At the end of the day, no one really has film or anything on Jackson Dart yet. They only have a couple weeks to go off of and whatever he did in college, which is hard to really plan for. At the end of the day, they don't have a great offensive line. Really, their best position group is their D-line with Brian Burns, who was very frustrated after Sunday's loss, Kayvon Thibodeau, and a couple other really good players on that D-line, Abdul Carter. But at the end of the day, their offensive line still isn't very good. Malik Neighbors is out for the year. I think teams are going to figure them out halfway through the season, and they'll probably finish with, I would guess, 6 wins, but some hope for the future.
I don't know about 4-13. I think they have a little bit of a few more wins in them than that, maybe 6 or 7, as high as 7. I think they'll get another division win. I think they can go to Washington and win. I think they can compete with Dallas, maybe. Dallas's offense is ridiculous, but the defense is very suspect. And we've seen what Jackson Dart does to good defenses. Imagine what he does to suspect defenses. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a crazy take, but I think it's a little bit much at the same. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't think they're going to be a top 5 pick this year. I think they'll be top 10 for sure. But 4-13 is pretty. I don't know. I think Dable's a little bit better than that, even though I don't think he'll make it past next year. Even I think they'll find a new coach for Jackson Dart and Scadaboo, and obviously Neighbors when he comes back. So it's hard to it's hard to disagree with you, but at the same time, I just don't think it'll be that bad. Jalen, what do you think?
About the Giants?
Yeah.
You already know how I feel about Jackson Dart, but I mean, if I'm being a realist, it's still too early to tell what the APB is out on him or not. Still too early to tell what kind of quarterback he'll be because he's only played in 2-3 games. He's played for about a month now, and he's pretty settled in a little bit with the team he has now. But I would like to see him a little bit more with Malik Neighbors, the number one that he'd be dealing with for a while to come. But as for the team as a whole, the defense is great. I mean, even though they let up 33 points, which is an anomaly, they have a really good defense. I will say that. And I said this when the minute they got Thibodeau, and then they got what's his face from Penn State, Abdul Carter as well. I was like, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem, especially on that D line. But it's just the offensive line. I've seen too many, like in that fourth quarter, we was having our way. Surtain should have had like 2-3 picks, especially on that deep ball that they threw that was before the pass interference call when they ran into each other. I'm like, this is the same team. Like, that should have been picked. But I'm getting too close to the Broncos right now. But as the Giants as a whole, they got a bright future ahead of them. As of Jackson Dart, I personally think he's overrated. But in my opinion, he still has he has a bright future, a lot of talent that can be developed into being a great quarterback. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, as people talk about him, I think he's overrated right now. So
I also thought he was overrated coming out of college. I just think the Giants are doing right by him and actually playing him instead of Russell Wilson. So he's getting his strides in, but the Giants seem to want to win like right away for some reason, which they don't have a chance at doing.
I mean, that comes down to being in a New York media market.
Brian
Daboll's had a couple tough seasons as the head coach. His first year was really successful, but after that, he's been struggling pretty mightily. They put a lot of pressure on you out there, man. It's tough because the expectation in New York and Dallas and LA and a lot of those places is that you're always winning. And they haven't been able to do that for a long time. But I think the Giants are headed in the right direction too. It's just this offseason, their primary need is offensive line. They need to address the offensive line this offseason. It's been a problem for a couple years now, and they just really need to work on improving that. And if they do that, I think they have a really good shot at being a good team next year.
All right, Sam, go ahead with your next one.
All right. My next one, hopefully I don't start roboting here because I was driving through a little bit of a dead zone there. I'm actually back in Whitewater right now. I had to go to the office today because of Canvas being down all day yesterday. But anywho, that's besides the point. My second little take, and again, I said these would be hot. I never said these are going to be popular. I never said they're going to be cold. Never said they're going to be too outlandish. They're just hot. The Seattle Seahawks. Now, if you recall back towards the beginning of the season, I said I don't know if this Seahawks team is going to be good. They're certainly not going to be bad. They're just going to be interesting. And now I've seen the light. I have seen the light. Sammy Darnold still got it. Jackson Smith and Jigba definitely has a case for at some point, especially with Puka Nacua being hurt, missing a couple weeks, definitely has a case for being considered the best receiver in football and possibly the offensive player of the year. I think Seattle, when you look at their division, there's still the Rams who are hot, the 49ers who are hot, but they're banged up. And the rest of the NFC, Green Bay might be the worst 4-1 team I've ever seen. The Eagles certainly aren't last year's Eagles. The Buccaneers are banged up. Seattle, oh no.
Go
You
ahead.
guys still hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're working. You're working now.
You got me still okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard most of that though, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if Seattle stays healthy, they are the NFC representative in this year's Super Bowl.
No, sir. Not going. Not going for that.
So
we saw the Lions last night.
believe it or not, I put some thought into this as well yesterday after watching them play. I think their defense is definitely the best it's been in a while, probably since the Legion of Boom era. I not that it's anywhere near that level, but it's definitely vastly improved over what we saw the last few years. I think Sam brings up a point with how wide open the NFC is. I think Green Bay is going to regain form at some point because they looked pretty good the first 2 weeks and they've looked really suspect since then. They found ways to win games that they've needed to. And if you look at it too, Cincinnati didn't look half bad this week against Pittsburgh either. The NFL is just so unpredictable on a week-to-week basis this year. I think it's going to be really hard to actually predict who's going to do what until those last couple weeks when you see who's hot and who's not at the right time. But I think there's some validity behind what Sam is saying. I'm not super high on the 49ers because of injuries. There's a lot of things that have bounced their way so far. I don't think that's going to continue. And then Detroit, I think they're going to be up there again, but they've also laid a couple stinkers this year, so you never know. They also laid a stinker in the playoffs last year. Philly, it's hard to say because I think their offense is also – Saquon's going to regain form again at some point. But the NFC South, I don't really think any of those teams besides Tampa really have a puncher's chance either. So I think there's some validity behind what he's saying.
So I disagree completely. I think that's a very hot take. So let's look at the division first off. We're talking about the Niners who are banged up still. Yes, you were right about that, but they're still winning games, and they're still winning division games, by the way. Okay. Look at the Rams, who I think are the best team in the NFC next to the Eagles. I think the Eagles are still up there. I mean, we just saw what Jalen Hurts did to the Vikings defense, Brian Flores defense. I mean, he just put up 330 on them and 3 touchdowns and was throwing out Russell Wilson moonballs to his 2 best wide receivers. And yes, Saquon has been very stagnant recently because that's their main target. They don't want him to go off because if Saquon goes off, they're unstoppable. It's a fact. You've seen it last year. Okay. Yes, Seattle is good, but I just don't see them winning their division with the Rams being there still. I think the Rams are still I mean, we'll see eventually. I don't know. I don't know their schedule by heart. I don't know exactly when they play, but Seattle and the Rams, that's going to be huge, huge outcome because if whoever wins that series, the two out of, the 2-game series against them in the season, I mean, I think that's who's going to come out the NFC. Now, I see your point. Their defense is amazing. Their offense is great, but I don't think their offense is quite there yet. I know JSN's been absolutely amazing. Their run game is all right. K9 and Charbonnet. Charbonnet is, every fantasy owner's worst nightmare because K9 is usually the top back for everybody in fantasy. And I just don't think they have the pieces yet fully on offense. I think if they have one more wide receiver, I know Cooper Kupp's there, but he's not the same. If they had a little bit better protection, because Sam Darnold was getting beat up last night by the goal line. Like he almost had a safety. He already gave up a touchdown to the defense yesterday. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I'm not there yet. I think their defense is there, but their offense needs a little bit of work, and I think the Rams defense is a lot better than what you guys are thinking right now. They just destroyed the Jaguars, who have been hot this entire season, and then Matt Stafford just put up 5 touchdowns without Puka. Imagine if Puka was playing. You know what I mean? So, and I know the Niners are injured, but they still have Kyle Shanahan, and they're winning games. So I see it, but I disagree. And the Eagles are still the Eagles. The Lions just put up 330 yards receiving almost or whatever offensive yards without even getting the ball to JMO yesterday. Like Gibbs and Montgomery are going nowhere. Sam Laporta is going nowhere. Their defense looks so much better than it did last year. I don't know. I don't think they're coming out the NFC, but that's just me. Go ahead, Jalen.
I can't say that's a bad take for the Seahawks the way they look now, especially Jackson Smith and Jigba. He might win me a fantasy title. But I mean, there's so many NFC teams that are hot right now. Like you got the 49ers, you got the Rams there, you got obviously the Seahawks, you got the Lions still there, even though they don't look the same without Ben Johnson. They're still a very hot team. The Eagles, obviously the defending champions,
I think
are still there. And then
Packers are all right.
The Cowboys, they had 3.
Yeah, I mean, like the Cowboys could put up 30 on them. I think they could. I genuinely think they could.
The Cowboys can put up 30 on anybody.
I mean, say what you want about their defense. Their defense is horrendous, but their offense is the best offense I've seen, and is the best offense in the league. Like they all 3 guys that can catch normally. The CeeDee Lamb, the Pickens, and the Ferguson who just came onto the scene. They all can go for 100 yards.
Yep.
Together, all 3 of them can each have 100-some yards, and all of them can have a touchdown. 3.
And we were talking about the beat up 49ers. Look at the beat up Commanders. Like if they get healthy, like I don't know, man. And I know the Packers are a little rough right now, but they still got a great defense. I mean, their offense isn't great, but
I think the biggest thing is,
but they still got a way.
Bears still got a little bit of way.
I think the biggest thing is it's not going to be about who's hot right now. It's going to be about who's hot in December and early January. That's what matters more than who's hot right now. Seattle is red hot right now, and there's no arguing that. But like Sam said about the Giants, there is a chance that they're peaking too early.
Yeah, that's true. But you got a month of football left.
Yeah, 2 months left.
2 months, yeah. You got a month before you get to that December roll. So
let's sneak in one more, right, for the sake of time. It's probably gonna sound a little windy. I'm walking outside now. I had to park a country mile away from my office because lot 12 is entirely full. But what else is new? Anywho, the New Orleans Saints are 1-6 and going nowhere. They have 0 direction. There's no momentum in the building. Spencer Rattler has actually shown a couple flashes this year of being an okay quarterback.
He did pretty decent.
Chris Olave is starting to look like Ohio State Chris Olave again. But one guy on that offense is probably solely responsible for not losing games, but for not winning games, and it's Alvin Kamara, one of the most veteran guys on that entire offense. And with the trade deadline coming up in just a couple weeks, I think it's time to move on from him. But it's not about the trade that's going to make this the hot take. It's the team that's going to land him. And I see a couple teams that would be in the market potentially for a running back. I think the Dolphins could benefit from having a better RB2, maybe a 2-headed monster. They're not going anywhere, but I could see it. I can see a couple other locations as well, but one place I think that Alvin Kamara is going to land to help try and make a super team is another team in the NFC West, and that is the Los Angeles Rams.
They already have Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, though. You know,
I don't think they will pull that out. What I could see them going to be an actual factor, the Commanders.
I was going to say the Commanders, I think, would be a perfect opportunity for him. He's kind of their Austin Eckler replacement.
If they didn't want to put him in the NFC, the AFC is very, very, very much looking for running backs. I think the Chiefs would try to shoot for him.
I was going to say the Chiefs.
I think the Chargers would try to shoot for him, even though I don't think we don't make trades for some reason anymore.
I think all 3 teams in the AFC West would try to make a run for him, besides obviously without the Raiders.
I don't know if the Broncos would or not, bro, because they don't really got much to trade for him. I mean, you can trade some defensive pieces, but you don't want to give that up. Your offense is already kind of limited wide receiver wise. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you got Harvey, you got J.K. Dobbins. I don't know exactly. I mean, you could try to trade RV and maybe like a first or second, or maybe like a third. Kamara's a little old, but the Broncos.
You would probably have to give up Dobbins.
and I don't know if they would because Dobbins has been pretty decent for them. Maybe not past few weeks, couple of weeks, but started off pretty decent. I don't know. I can see that. I could for sure see the Chiefs and Chargers. We can make an argument for the Broncos. You can make an argument for the maybe even the Bengals or something like that. I mean, Chase Brown isn't the greatest right now. I mean, if they want more high powered offense, I could see that. You could see the Steelers maybe shoot for something because I think they need one more weapon just so they can stay stable. In the AFC. They got a big game coming up against the Packers. Yeah. Or Jacksonville. Oh,
Jacksonville or the Commanders would be the perfect spot for him.
I think Washington is the best spot. I think Pittsburgh needs to go for like a wide receiver.
I agree. Aaron Rodgers has been
like a Jacoby Myers type player would do so well for them because I was a little confused why they traded Pickens in the offseason. I didn't really think that made much sense when they acquired DK.
Yeah,
because they had that solid 1-2 punch there. I think they just need to get someone in there. Just anyone besides. Yeah, their defense is fine. I think they'll figure it out. But their offense, if they can get another wide receiver, that we could be looking at them moving up a tier in the AFC.
What about the Bears? Like, could you see him going to the Bears, Jalen, or no?
Not with Swift there right now. He's they paying really too much for Swift.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears draft another running back in this draft too. Like coming up this year, if they say the wheels fall off for them, because I mean they might with all the division games coming up. If they get another early-ish first-round pick, I could see them using it on a running back, and boy, their offense would be scary if they had him and Swift as their 1-2.
You know, it's kind of. I mean, the Texans could also trade for him. By the way, I don't know when Mixon's coming.
It's hard because you got Mixon and you got Chubb. They wouldn't. That wouldn't.
Chubb's trash. I mean, and Mixon still hurt. So,
I think this is almost like a lost season for Houston at this.
That's
point.
What I'm saying. Yeah, it's like
their offense. That's kind of how I thought about when Sam mentioned the Dolphins. It's just a lost season for them. That would just be, if anything, you should be selling off pieces if you're a team like that and just looking to start over because. That Miami team, and I'm sure we'll get to that in Cooked and Baked, is just they're so cooked. They're so
they're atrocious.
I have a hot take real quick on that on the Kamara.
Well, can I explain my rationale with the Rams really quick for Kamara? So you mentioned Blake Corum, but with all due respect, what has Blake Corum done?
He hasn't really had a chance. I feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He really never had no opportunities with Kyrie.
But when he has had the opportunities, he hasn't done anything. He's had a couple fumble problems. He's had a couple fumble problems. He doesn't get the snaps. And for a team like the Rams, that you're on like bought time with Matthew Stafford, he doesn't have much time left. You're on borrowed time with him. Would you not, if you're in a position to win a Super Bowl, would you not try and go all in? And really try and create a superstar-filled offense. Well, and granted, Kamara has not been great this year, but adding him as a two-headed monster in the backfield with Kyren Williams and having Puka Nacua coming back to go alongside Devontae Adams and Drill Whittington and who's their tight end that's been having a couple good games lately. I'm lost on names here. But the point, the defense is great too. The point here is that a team like the Rams, who's positioned to win a Super Bowl, could go after a guy like Alvin Kamara, who's, I mean, if he isn't on a rental, then he's got maybe 1 year after this contract, when his contract expires. Go all in. You're on borrowed time. Win another Super Bowl with Stafford. Go all in.
But all in would consider them like giving up defense. I don't think they would give up any of the offensive pieces. Maybe Blake Corum, but I doubt it because he's young and kind of.
I mean, why would the Saints want him?
Like, right? Why would the Saints want Blake Corum? There? I mean, they can develop him, sure, but. I mean, they're far away as possible from even being contending. So the Rams would have to give up defensive pieces because I'm sure the Saints want defensive pieces to try to build on that, that rebuild they're having right now. And I don't know how serious they are about Spencer Rattler, but I mean, giving up Alvin Kamara would put him in a deeper hole. I know he still has Chris Olave, but Olave might be out of there soon too. So I don't know. I don't know if the Rams would do it, man. I think this is crazy. Okay, this is a crazy take. But let's say some reason somehow the Philadelphia Eagles try to shoot for Alvin Kamara. Now hear me out. Howie Roseman is ballsy. Howie Roseman does not care what he gives up. Now he's not going to give. Obviously, they have Saquon. We know that, but to have a receiving back like Alvin Kamara to help Jalen Hurts out, because sometimes he has those games where he cannot throw past the 10-yard line. Okay, I don't see that. I'm be honest. I don't think it's that far off to say that Howie Roseman would maybe try to shoot for Alvin Kamara because he's very good at negotiating. He'd probably give up like a 4th or 5th rounder for him, and a young player that they don't use. I don't know. I think that's a very likely chance that he would at least try. I'm not saying he would get him, but we can't. I don't think that's crazy. A two-headed monster we've been talking about. Imagine that, Saquon and Alvin Kamara. I'm just saying. Howie Roseman's a dog.
I see your vision on that. It's just they just traded for Tank Bigsby a couple weeks ago. I just don't really see them doing that. Like,
Okay, but
I
in
see
that
the
same
vision.
right though, like with Blake Corum, what has Tank Bigsby done? Like he's done nothing.
But
It's the
the
same
Eagles are
exact
more ahead
argument.
than the Rams to me too. So that's what I mean. Like Tank Bigsby or AJ Dillon, whoever's second back there, they could get moved. Tank Bigsby would be fine on the Saints, in my opinion.
Also, my question with the Saints is, if you were going to start Spencer Rattler this year, what was the point of drafting Tyler Shugg in the 2nd round?
To rub
What
it
was
in
the
Shadur's
vision?
face.
I mean, like, other than that, like, what was the point? You could have used that pick to actually get someone that would immediately contribute to your team. If your goal is to still be semi-competitive, which it seems like that's still kind of what they want to do with some of those aging vets on defense, like, why? I mean, he didn't even beat out Spencer Rattler for the QB job. Like, come on. And he's already old, so it's not like he's gonna progress a ton. Like, I just don't understand why they did that at all.
I'm not sure.
Good question. So we'll leave that where that's at, and we'll jump into our next one, which is the MLB World Series set. Okay, so now we have our last 2 teams remaining. All right. We got the Dodgers and Blue Jays. We have them going to start the series off Friday in Toronto. This is the World Series we all knew would happen. No. I thought the Mariners
For the most part.
I called Seattle.
I called Seattle to go to play the Dodgers. Obviously,
I
I had the Dodgers winning in my bracket that I did with ESPN, but
I think I had Brewers Blue Jays, which is, I mean, close, but not quite.
I had the
Only 4
Dodgers
games
and
off.
Mariners.
Yeah, this is a fun postseason. This is probably one of the more fun postseasons we've seen in a while, realistically speaking. Outside of the wild card, like the Cleveland Detroit wild card was awesome. The Yankees Red Sox wild card was awesome. The Cubs Padres was watchable. Reds Dodgers, what was the point of turning it on? You knew it was going to happen. Other than watch Hunter Green throw molten sheet metal at the Dodgers lineup, but outside the wild card series, really, like this was probably one of the more entertaining postseasons. Seattle and Detroit, a 15-inning thriller in Game 5. The Blue Jays and Yankees. The Blue Jays go up 2-0. The Yankees come back, and then the Blue Jays and they play last night. Oh my goodness! Did anyone else watch that?
I mean, the Mariners had it. They had it in their grasp. I was
Yep.
bowling,
I don't know.
I saw
I
it on the
don't.
screen, and they had it in their grasp. And they just
Did you see the clip of Brian Woo's interview with Fox after the game and Julio?
Yeah,
Man,
that guy was screaming.
It's Julio Rodriguez. That was who did it.
Wow.
I can't blame him. I too would scream at myself if I kept swinging at sliders in the dirt. I mean, he was just so amped up for the moment and couldn't get the fastball he wanted. Jeff Hoffman knew exactly how to approach it. I mean, I don't know how a franchise recovers from a moment like that.
I think
mean,
they'll
you
be
are-
fine. They got
you
a
At
lot
the
of
same time,
it's a fantastic destination spot for free agency. And now that the Mariners are actually good and they should win the AL West for the next few years to come, I think they'll be just fine. I think we'll see them a lot more in the playoffs and have a chance at getting to that World Series that we want them to get to and haven't seen them get to yet. I do believe that. And with the pitching they got, they only gained more experience of what they have to do to win. And add a bat or two, they could be a real problem.
Dude, the point I'm making though too is like they were 8 outs away
Yeah.
from the World Series. And why are
Hey,
you
Sam,
going
Sam.
to Eduardo Bazardo in the bottom of the seventh? You could have kept Wu out there. The worst Wu's gonna do is probably the same thing. This is game 7. You're putting out Bazardo?
Yeah, that's
Sam.
bad on man. That's bad on manager. You got to leave Wu out there and let him get out of his own
You
jam.
Andres
He's been doing it all
Munoz.
season.
Have Munoz go out there and shove in a high leverage situation. That's his role as a closer. Have him go out there and do that. I mean, props to George Springer. I mean, that's the biggest home run in Blue Jays, or second biggest, excuse me, home run in Blue Jays playoff history. Joe Carter will always be biggest first and foremost. It's
He's
bigger than
been pretty
Bautista's.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
because they went to the World Series off of it.
He's been pretty
George-
clutch the past few years, hasn't he? In the postseason.
George Springer is actually one of the best postseason risers
Yeah, I
of all
was gonna
time.
say.
He
Yeah.
is.
I mean, with Houston, he was always crazy too.
Yeah, I remember him with Houston. He was pretty nasty.
But that
Chris,
goes
you had
to
a
show
question
you-
for me.
So I know it was to a much lesser extent, but we saw this with the Brewers last year. They were 2 outs away from making it to the NLDS. Then Pete Alonso goes deep to right field, which I've seen that play about 1,000 times. That was one of those, how do you recover from that moment? And they
Yeah.
ended up breaking a franchise record for wins and winning their first playoff series since 2018. I understand the situation's not the same, but
That
it's
was
the
gonna be my
same
point.
general idea. It's the same general idea.
It's the same idea, sure, but that's the wild card. This is game 7 to go to the World freaking Series. Like that.
Mhm.
This is, and especially for a franchise who's never even been to one.
Yeah,
This
ain't
is,
never
like,
been- they
gut-wrenching.
ain't even been there.
They've
let
never
alone
been to the
went.
dance. This is the closest they have ever gotten was 8 outs away, and that happened. That's what I'm getting at is how do you recover from that as a fan, more specifically as a fan base? Like I would 100 times out of 100 lose in embarrassing fashion like we did in getting swept by the Dodgers than have that happen to the Brewers this year. That would have I don't know what I would have done the next day. Like this is day after type stuff. I don't know where I'd be right now if that happened to the Brewers.
I might have had to take a personal day.
I 100% would have. 100%.
I don't think
I would have gotten out of bed. I
don't
seriously don't think I would have gotten out of bed.
I don't know if it would have been fun to do that kind of podcast, but I don't know if we would have done it if that happened. I mean, get pure raw emotion. That's the best thing for us. What we're trying to do. But after a heartbreak, like even if the Cubs did something like that, I don't know if I'd be able to live like. Because we felt that as Cubs fans, we felt that in 2016 when Rajay Davis hit it. Like when he hit it, we all automatically thought it was over. It was over with. Like this is it. Like it's never gonna happen. But then the rain delay happened, which you can't get up. I mean, people be talking about, oh, the rain delay saved them. Like you can't control what the weather does, bro. Like if it comes down pissing raining, you got to take a time. You got to take time to stop play. It's that simple, and it happened that way. And we came back Ben Zobrist. That's all. Ben Zobrist, and then I think Miguel Montero. You know, we'll never forget that as Cub fans. But yeah, I can tell you from every Cub fan that we all was feeling the same exact way as Mariners feeling at that moment that homer was hit. Like devastated, hurt, heartbreak. Just like when the Bears played against the Colts in the Super Bowl. Devastation, heartbreak. We ain't never been back since. Like it's a different level of pain. Like it's a different level of pain. Even with the Broncos, when I had to literally sit there and watch the Seattle Mariners put BTA to us. Like even though that was like the game was over in like the second quarter, it still felt like, are we gonna get back? Like, are we going to ever sniff it again? And we went back the next season and won it all. And that's what I'm feeling for the Seattle Mariners. I feel like I'm going to pick them as my World Series pick next year. I got a feeling. Now, obviously, it's way too early and we haven't had free agency yet. But that's who I think is going to win the World Series next year. The Mariners. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder. They're going to feel this pain. And they're going to know how to come out throughout the season. I just feel like they're gonna go on a domination run like the Broncos did with Super Bowl 50. Like they dominated. Like that's just what I see.
I mean, going back to this series, I don't really see. Unfortunately for Toronto, they had a fantastic run to get this far. The Dodgers are going to be severely more rested. They haven't even had to leave second gear really this postseason yet. Philly gave them a little bit of a challenge, but the Brewers and Reds looked like AAA teams against them. I just don't really see a way that anyone tests this Dodgers team really. Toronto might take a game two, maybe even force a game 7, but I don't see it going that far. I think the Dodgers take it easily. And I also saw a rumor the other day that they might add Kyle Tucker in this offseason too, which would
Yeah,
just be
they've
even more
been linked to him.
ridiculous. And Kyle Tucker was still a very good player the first half of the season before he got injured. So, I mean, if they do that, you might as well just crown him again. Like, it's just ridiculous at that point.
Do the Blue Jays actually have a chance, or are we just saying that?
I think the Blue
They
Jays
do.
do. They realistically
I mean, they have risers on their team. That's the biggest thing. Like the Brewers didn't really have any playoff risers on their team. Philly didn't have any in that series specifically. Bryce Harper didn't do what he's done in the past in the postseason. And none of those other guys really stepped up besides Schwarber in the one game. But Toronto has guys like Vladdy, who's been really good this postseason. Bo Bichette, is he healthy? I don't even know.
yeah, he will be playing in the World Series.
And obviously George Springer is a riser, Dalton Varsho, a couple other guys. Andres Jimenez has been good. But I mean, I think Jordan makes a good point here. The Dodgers just Shohei's their 4th starter at the end of the day. Like that's just ridiculous. And then once you get through Shohei, you just go right back to Snell again. You don't even need to worry about the 5th. It's just crazy how stacked they are with starting pitching.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think the Mariners had the better chance because they had the better pitching staff, obviously. But and they have the MVP. But yeah, I mean, say the Blue Jays have a good chance. They have a. I won't say they have a good chance. They have a chance because Vladimir Guerrero has been hot this postseason. Their stars have shown up this year. Their stars have shown up this postseason, given it everything they've had, and whenever they faced adversity, whether it was with the Yankees or now the Mariners, they've showed that they can handle the resiliency, and they've come back and been able to come back and win the series. You know, even going down 2-0 to the Mariners and losing home field to where they had to go to Seattle for 3, and they won 2 there and then won 2 at home. So this is what the Brewers should have looked like. The way that they played, the resiliency that they had. This is what the Brewers should have looked like.
I mean, we got to see
backs
him
against
against
the wall,
Dodgers.
and they always responded. They just didn't respond against the Dodgers.
What did they,
I mean,
what
we'll
did they
see
do in the
whether
regular
Toronto-
season?
They had a
I
really
mean,
good
we'll
regular
see.
season.
We'll see what Toronto did, but it's not like anyone's been able to hit this Dodgers team in the postseason. Philly had their one game where they kind of exploded, but other than that, it's been like the Reds when they would go up against the starters were pretty much cooked the entire time. Like it's been domination for them. Like I said, they haven't even had to leave second gear in any one of their series yet. They've been on cruise control this whole time. And now they get an entire week's worth of rest before they go in against Toronto, who's exhausted, tired, fought tooth and nail for that entire series. And it was a really good series the entire way, a lot of close games. But I think it's just going to be tough to dethrone the Dodgers here because they're more rested. Their starting pitching laps them. And if they can get 6-7 innings out of their starters, they have enough guys in the pen that are good enough to hold it down at the end, even though their depth is not good.
Yeah, like my dad said, like we said earlier, like Bichette is active for the World Series. Now they get another superstar back. But I don't want to say too much because we don't know how the Dodgers are going to look with this amount of rest. They could be rusty. I don't know. But you never know. But the way they look this postseason, they've answered the call every time they played too. So it's going to be a really fantastic World Series. Both teams have answered the call.
I mean, I'm just saying, you saw how the Brewers looked in that series. They used everything they had to beat the Cubs in that series. So the Brewers just looked pretty much dead on arrival. I'm not saying Toronto is the same as Milwaukee because they definitely have more star power, but I think exhaustion is going to play a factor in this for sure.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. So with that, I'm going to jump into our final topic real quick here. We have Nas cooked and baked list here for week 7.
Welcome back, fellas. It's been a fun weekend. We're here to celebrate and to shit on whoever had a bad week. We're gonna start off with this actually. I want to look at this real quick. Drake May. I just want to put this out there real quick. This is kind of stupid. I mean, he's had most overall stats. I mean,
Remember, he was taken after Williams and Daniels.
I'm saying, and Michael
He was
Penix
the one
and
I was
Caleb.
the lowest on, too.
Yeah.
And nobody was talking about him last year. I just want to start off with that, bro, because he's really looking good. He's looking like the next Patriots superstar quarterback that we're going to fear for the next few years. We're going to start off with the bake list. Bijan and Gibby. I mean, those guys are just 1 and 2 for me. And CMC, I put them down there somewhere. But those guys really stood out to me, especially yesterday. Gibby was fucking ridiculous. And Bijan had a great Sunday night football game, even though, they lost. Not because of him, but I mean, the guy literally is just ridiculous. I think he's so good, and he deserves better. St. Brown, welcome back. Woke up from the dead after last week's loss against the Chiefs. JSN, looking like the offensive player of the year that, everyone's saying that you could be. Mahomes, you had a great week again, pushing for that MVP. I'm not gonna lie,
Mahomes might win MVP.
He might win MVP this year, man.
There's really no other front runner, I don't think. Like
I
maybe
stopped hating him
Daniel
after last
Jones.
year because
Maybe Baker, but he lost badly.
Baker
I mean,
lost,
Baker
so,
didn't look good yesterday. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, he does, like we said earlier, they're banged up, and Mike Evans broke his collarbone.
Very
Now-
unfortunate for Mike Evans fantasy owners like myself.
Yeah, and so Daniel Jones is up there because he just torched our defense, even though JT, they might not give it to him because of JT. That's what I'm saying. Patrick Mahomes might just win it because Josh Allen's not good this year. Lamar's hurt. Joe Burrow's hurt. I mean, why not? I mean, unless Herbert decides to come back from the dead after that 30th overall O line, I mean, it's going to be tough for anybody to really pull off what Mahomes is doing right now. Aaron the Goat Rodgers, he could win MVP the way he's playing right now. To be honest with you, I think that was one of the best games I've watched in years. Steelers Browns on Thursday Night Football. Joe Flacco also was unbelievable. It looked like I was watching my childhood all over again. Just quarterbacks knowing how to play football, knowing how to throw the ball, knowing what they're doing, and torching defenses left and right. I mean, it looked amazing. The Browns are dumb as hell for trading him to the Bengals because now they're going to stay in the contention until Joe Burrow gets back, and Aaron Rodgers is going to have to deal with it because, again, his defense let him down like it has his entire career. Chasen Higgins, welcome back from the dead. Chase looks like a monster out there. 16 receptions, some 180-some yards, damn near 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins was unbelievable that game as well. Great game. Daniel Jones and Charbonnet. Charbonnet is, like I said, he is the fantasy owner nightmare. No one wants to see him on the field because K9 is usually the higher picked running back. Charbonnet is very underrated running back in this league. Daniel Jones looks like an MVP against our defense. He was just making every single throw somehow. It just felt like he wasn't going to miss. Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league, in my opinion, right now. I know he's not at the top of the list because Bijan and Gibby had their days, but Jonathan Taylor's game got overlooked, in my opinion, because of those two. And Jonathan Taylor is looking like a monster. He's a true running back. He doesn't need to catch. He runs up the middle, runs through that gap, and he's in the end zone next thing you know. Keenan Allen, great game, great veteran game. We love you. You deserve better. Herb, you kind of played good, but you threw a pick on the goal line. But the pick wasn't your fault. But at some point, I'm gonna start saying it's your fault because you're 6'6". You shouldn't be thrown into the D line anyways. Drake London, I thought he was pretty good this week, even though he didn't have the craziest statistics this week. I thought he was getting open very well. Penix just couldn't hit him. CMC, also one of the best running backs in the league. I mean, the running backs really had a great game, and this week. I think they officially made Sunday running backs day, so that's fun. They all had great games. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I'm done with the slander from Jalen Hurts. He's not top 5, but he ain't bad. He's damn good. Yeah, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he was dotting up a Brian Flores defense that everyone is usually afraid of. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Then that's to be said. I mean, we know Saquon's going to be there eventually, but those two have been lighting it up for that offense and carrying them because Jalen Hurts is playing like an MVP right now, even though they lost to the Giants, and they're going to play again next week. Fun fact: Cooper DeJean, or DeJean, whatever, played JJ out of his mind. I don't know what came over him, but he was playing some great defense against JJ. Respect to him. Devontae and Stafford 5 touchdowns. Devontae had 2 of those, or maybe 3, I forget. But
I think it was 3.
It was 3, yeah. Devontae had 3 of those 5 touchdowns that Matthew Stafford threw, and they did it in London against the Jaguars, who Sam probably doesn't want to talk about. Judkins.
No, I do not, but continue.
Judkins. I am so impressed with Judkins. Extremely.
I'll talk about that guy. That dude just single-handedly won my scoring only league this week.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, scoring only is like the most archaic form of fantasy football. It is, at least for our league, you get 50 points for a touchdown plus 1 point per yard on the score. So, for example, his last run was a 4-yard touchdown run. That would have been 54 points, right? Judkins put up 201 for me yesterday by himself. What a day.
Oh, okay. Well, Judkins, shout out to you. Sam loves you.
He had a 46-yard scamper.
Oh yeah, I don't hear any Dylan Gabriel love. I mean, he's getting carried by Judkins and the defense. Drake May, just talked about him. He's looking like the best quarterback of that draft class so far. They're 5-2, I think, and they're leading the AFC East, which is Bills usually the top contenders, but they suck. But still, Chim Dyke. He's on the Titans, rookie. Out of technically Miami, I think, or Florida. But he was a Badger at one point, and I raced against him in high school, and he torched me. That was fun. And yeah, he had a great game. He had a special teams player of the week a few weeks ago, and he's starting to find his stride with the Titans. Congrats to him. Panthers defense. I know they play the Jets, but they've been looking good the past couple of weeks. You see what they did to the Cowboys last week. I mean, they're playing out of their mind. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Horn, JC Horn or whatever his name is, and he's leading that defense, and they're playing great. DeAndre Swift, another running back for Running Backs Day. Congrats to him.
Yeah, we're gonna get
he had a great game.
Relax. We're gonna get to him.
He had a great game. DeAndre Swift, congrats to you. Bo Nix. I was doubting you the entire game because you looked like garbage until that, the last like 8 minutes of the game somehow. So you made it on the baked list, but you were close, buddy. Rashee Rice, I guess. Yeah, I don't really like you. I don't like you. But you had a great game. Great comeback. Congrats to you. You proved a lot of the haters wrong. I mean, we all knew you were good, but you don't deserve to be on that field still. But still, congrats to you. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do with that MVP Mahomes we're looking at right now. Courtland Sutton, another great game from him. He was coming up clutch. The Dart and Skittles, if you can see that. And this is the rest of the baked list. Addison had a great game. Micah and Hutchinson. This is a great question, guys. Who would you rather have? I know you guys are Packer fans, but Micah Parsons or Aiden Hutchinson? I don't know. That's hard for me. Dak.
Go
ahead.
I don't know, because Hutchinson was the most dominant player, or the most dominant defensive player in football before he got hurt last year. And he had 7.5 sacks in 5 games, which is just a ridiculous stat line. So I think it's hard to say. He's really starting to regain form again this year. I'd almost lean towards Hutch, but I mean, I'm never going to complain about Micah because he showed he directly was the reason that we won this week.
Hey,
he has 3 sacks, 4 TFLs. He was a monster
against the backup, but hey, that's just hating. Anyways,
I mean, Jacoby Brissett's a good backup, though.
He's a great
realistically,
backup.
And he played well, and he played good against.
He's on the baked list. Dak CD and Javonte Williams. I mean, that offense is ridiculous. And George Pickens, he had a pretty good game, 80 yards. But I just don't know. This offense, Jerry's cook this offense into something beautiful. I love it. I liked Penix again this game. I just think I think people are jumping on the hate wagon too early, in my opinion, for him. McBride and Brisket, that's Brissett. I thought he had a great game. Brissett looked like his old self, and I think he was probably one of the best backups in the league. And McBride is one of the best tight ends. I think he might be the best tight end in the league right now. Now to the cooked list. Tua.
Said it, Dad. We're gonna get to it.
Tua, man. I look. You are the worst quarterback I have seen this decade. He has made it to the top of the cook list. I think 6 out of the 7 weeks. He had one good game, and then he just shit the bed every other game. I'm simply disgusted that he is still playing football after that, horrible head attack that he had last year. And he's just had so many head bang ups. He was so good before them. And I can't believe Jalen Hurts got benched for him at one point, dude. I can't believe it. Whatever. But yeah, you need to be banished. I think it's time. Gino, you need to be banished. No points.
Gino is. Lamar was on bye this week, so I had to pick him up off waivers, dude. Still, believe it or not, I still managed to win that league, but oh boy.
Jesus.
He put what, 2 points this week? 2?
He needs to be banished. There's no
he had
reason.
67 passing yards, dude. Like, that's unacceptable.
Jacoby Myers needs to get out of there as soon as possible. The Raiders in general, they're a horrible organization. Tom Brady needs to sell the team or sell his part of the team to someone else and just come to the Chargers. Chargers O-line, 29 pressures on Justin Herbert. Yeah, worst O-line in the league, and our quarterback just put up a career day at passing yards. He just had, hold on. Let me show you actually because I said this and someone typed it out perfectly for me. I'm going to read it for you. They were comparing Daniel Jones, saying he's better than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert was pressured 29 times. And it was career high. And the second half, through 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, Herbert is currently playing behind the worst offensive line in the league. Last time Jones did in 2023, he played 6 games. He got hurt. Threw 6 interceptions, 909 yards, 2 touchdowns with a 1-5 record. I'm just saying we need to calm the hell down with these comparisons, okay? That is the worst O-line we've had in decades. Lad McConkey, where are you? We need you, man. You had a great game last week. What happened? You just like to disappear because QJ's back? You're still that guy. Come on. CJ Stroud, welcome back to the cooked list. You're trash. I've been saying that for years, ever since his second year. His rookie year was great, but he hasn't done anything since. And people keep trying to put him in the top 5, top 10 discussions. But I can name off 9 better quarterbacks right now, and I stand on that. Carson Wentz, welcome. Trash. Dylan Gabriel getting carried by Judkins. Dylan Gabriel, I'm still not sold on you. Shedeur is going to start eventually. Now, I like to say this too. I was watching some clips on ESPN Cleveland because at work, I could just watch it. And there's I forget his name. I think it's something Rizzo. He said that he has some confirmation inside the organization that Shedeur Sanders will start the last 4 games, no matter what. And guess who they play? They play the Bears, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Jaguars, or something like that. What's the point? I don't know.
What's the point of making him wait? Like, just
That's
if you're that confident,
wait, like you already know,
just do it now.
Well, they want to test out both rookies, it sounds like, and I think the GM is one of the worst GMs I've seen in a while because you still have Deshaun Watson on payroll. You got these 2 rookies battling it out still for the starting position in 1 year, which makes no sense. I don't know how that's even possible. And you're just in such a hole. Like Myles Garrett was about to leave. He was about to leave in the summertime. And somehow you got him back, but this is disgusting, man. Like, we got to calm down with this stuff. Like, just start Shedeur.
We got some news in pardon the interruption. We got some news in the baseball world. The Angels have determined their new manager going forward. Kurt Suzuki, former World Series hero with the Washington Nationals in 2019, is now heading back to LA to be their next manager. Albert Pujols is out of the running. It is going to be Kurt Suzuki.
I'd be lying if I said I knew a lot about him other than what Sam
Twins
just
legend.
mentioned, but I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, they at least get a little bit more.
Typically,
respect.
so he was a longtime journeyman catcher in baseball. Let me go to his baseball reference page here. But he's most notably from that Nationals team in 2019. Had probably one of his best career seasons that year, 17 home runs, which is just below his career high of 19. And in all honesty, catchers usually make the best managers. They're like the quarterback of the baseball team. They have to know everything going on at all times. Catchers are always 5 or 6 steps ahead of everybody else. They're the reason why some pitchers are as good as they are. So Kurt Suzuki getting hired by the Angels, former Angel as well. He ended his career there.
Nice. We'll save some more of that for final thoughts so we can don't mess up the clip for Nas's cooked and baked.
Back to the list. Trevor Lawrence, welcome back. Sorry, Sam. I don't know what the hell he was doing in London over there. Congratulations to Travis Hunter, though. He got his first touchdown. They need to start playing him on offense more, and it seems like they are. Let's see. Who else do we got? We got Brian Robinson dropping footballs in 2025. Brian Thomas, not Robinson. Brian Thomas Jr. He's playing like Brian Robinson, though. Luke Fickle, because he's football related.
Thursday
Oh
show
boy!
will
Oh
probably be
boy!
a
I have some things. to say.
We'll get to him more on Thursday, and if Chris wants to talk about him after this. Mike Tomlin, what happened to your defense? I mean, they're right under you right there. Can we start calling some defensive, schemes, some good ones? I know Joe Flacco's seen everything, but not everything, Justin Fields deserves nothing. He deserves to be banished. Breece Hall, not your fault, though. Trade Garrett Wilson, please. Greg Roman is the worst offensive coordinator, or bottom 10 when at least. He's on the Chargers, by the way. Not convinced by Jordan Love. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just not. He's not necessarily completely cooked, but he's just not that great to me still. I'm not convinced. Falcons O-line, trash.
We'll get to him in a second. I see him on the list right here.
Yeah, he's getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Jaden Daniels, welcome to Cooked. Even though you got injured, you were playing like dog shit the entire game. I would say Stingley, but he had a pick, last night. But he was getting destroyed by JSN. He was getting murdered. To be one of the top corners in the league. I mean, geez, you're getting destroyed. J-Mo. 0 reception, 0 yards. I mean,
that killed a lot of fantasy games.
I mean, that killed a lot of people out there, man. The Wisconsin Badgers.
Like I said, we got more on that on Thursday. We got a whole show pretty much planned out for that.
They play Oregon too this week. Oh, so fun.
I don't think cooked is enough to describe them.
They're
that's buddy.
They're chart black is what they are.
Texans organization. I'm sick of watching the Texans play football. I really am. Baker for injuring Mike Evans. That was a hospital ball, in my opinion. Trayvon Henderson, trash. I don't even know what you embarrassed.
Yeah, 2 carries. 2 carries. I drafted this man to be my RB2 in our league, and he got 2 carries.
Look at this. Less rushing yards. Spencer Rattler, Kimani Vidal, Kyle Managi, Kenneth Gainwell, Keandre Miller, Blake Corum, Tyler Algier, and Kareem Hunt. Less receiving yards. The guy who used check, Justice Hill, Jalen Lane, and Van Jefferson and Tony Pollard.
Van Jefferson is in the NFL still? I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Trayvon Henderson is, and Ramondre Stevenson is, I don't even know what they got back there. Maybe Kamara should go to the Patriots. Matt LaFleur. Yeah, I spelled your name wrong on accident, buddy. I'm not convinced. Brights, you got hurt. Get better soon. And
when do we start having the Matt LaFleur conversation? Because I think it needs to start happening.
He is way too conservative. He's too conservative for me, bro. You got to be able to trust Justin or Jordan Love. He just doesn't trust them.
I mean, the thing is, right? It's either he's too conservative, but then he just randomly calls a 50-yard bomb out of nowhere. It just makes zero sense. It's 4th and 1, and he's calling a play action bomb down the field. Just get the freaking yards, man.
Yeah. Now look at this. Jonathan Taylor. 650 plus rushing yards, 10 plus rushing touchdowns, 7 weeks into the season. Jonathan Taylor is not one of those players. I think he's the best running back in the league. I do. Like, we can talk about receiving. and Gibbs and Bijan could be in that conversation because that helps a lot. But this is different, bro. This is really different. I mean, they have one of the best O lines in the league. They've really built that O line up. But he's just ridiculous. Oh, this is fun. This guy, I don't even know. He had more yards and receptions than Tyler Warren. That's something. That's a bright side, right? Yeah, back to this. Stop dragging Herbert. It's not his fault. He's there for 400 some yards, career day, with that bad of an O-line. Imagine if he had his tackles. I mean, it'd be a different conversation by now. Oh man. Oh man. This guy's just terrible, man.
12 times is insane.
Man, like, what are we doing?
Just
Why is he
throwing it
still
up
in the
there.
league?
Somebody down there to come grab it.
Man, dude, I don't even no Tyreek made this dude look even worse. And I remember Tyreek was trying to defend him and everyone was clowning him for it. Man, what a horrible, horrible player we're witnessing in the NFL. But that is your cooked and baked list for the week. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, please retire, Tua. Please retire. I think it's time. And the thing is, too, they re-signed him after he got hurt. They like gave him like a bonus or something like that because they felt bad. Unbelievable. Tua, you are continuously just making my cooked list so
He
much.
finds a way to go lower every week.
I love it.
We'll jump into our final thoughts.
I'll let you guys go.
I mean,
I'll
we'll be
go
talking
first.
a lot more about this on Thursday when, fingers crossed, one of the hosts of ESPN Wisconsin's Badger postgame show joins us. But they have not scored a touchdown in 11 quarters. They have not
Yeah,
scored a
dumb.
point in 2 games.
Telling me my hockey team got more points than y'all in the last 11 quarters.
Jonathan Taylor has almost as many touchdowns as they do this season. It's just like, and yesterday they sent out a press release backing Luke Fickell and basically begging for money. I'm out of words, man. I'll save it for Thursday, but geez, man, what a dysfunctional just everything right now. It's just everything's unraveling at the seams. I think Chris McIntosh, the AD's days might be numbered after this too. The students are booing the chancellor, running up to the top of the student section, waving their shirts in protest. It can't get much worse than this. They're finishing 2-10. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
Sam.
Go ahead,
Yeah. Chris, I think you said it best, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But what I will say is that I'm having probably one of my worst years in fantasy football in a long
Same.
time. I don't know what's going on, and it's across all 7 of my leagues. My teams are just so bad. Especially this week in our league, I think 6 of my starters are on bye, and I still have 3 guys on IR. I mean, it's just terrible luck there, and I'm still somehow 3-4. Across my other leagues, though, I just think it's underperformance. This is underperformance. I drafted Malik Neighbors in 2 leagues this year. Obviously, do not have him anymore. In one of my leagues, it's a 16-man, and I drafted Amon-Ra and Jared Goff, and they have not been able to carry my team as far as I would like them to. I dealt with injuries with Mike Evans, Jawan Jennings. I dealt with the underperformance of Alvin Kamara. I've gotten bailed out by the Minnesota Vikings, putting up 40 one week. And Chase McLaughlin being the best fantasy kicker right now. I've been getting bailed out. I do have Devon Achane in that league. That's about it. My dynasties, not looking much better, just underperformance everywhere. I'm just facing the wrong team every week, too. I faced the wrong guys. I was due for this. I had a very good year in fantasy the last 2 years in a row now. I was long overdue for a really, really bad year. I just hate the feeling. I hate it.
I won a championship the last 4 out of 5 years in my other league.
I did just make a trade. I want you guys to hear this trade out and tell me what you
Made
think.
my dad and his friends not want to play no more.
This is the 16-man.
Damn.
I moved Alvin Kamara and
16.
Juwan Jennings. 16. I'm in 2 16-man leagues. Yeah.
I think Nolan's in a
What
32.
players do y'all have?
32.
So I moved Alvin Kamara and Juwan Jennings in exchange for DJ Moore, Josh Downs, and Tyrone Tracy.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, one more time.
Alvin Kamara and Juwan Jennings, I moved. And I got back DJ Moore, Josh Downs, and Tyrone Tracy.
You got fleeced.
You got fucked, bro.
DJ Moore is not a fantasy receiver.
Josh
at all.
Downs.
Not anymore.
Josh Downs. Am I hearing that correctly?
Josh
Who-
Downs, yes.
Who was the third one?
What was
Tyrone Tracy, just as he was depleting his receiving core to actually get a running back. He had no running backs. So I'm just getting Tyrone Tracy as the running back replacement. It really didn't benefit anybody.
It's time to
I just
quit
needed
that.
more receiving. He needed a running back.
It's
I
time to
won
quit
this league last year. I won this league last year. Dude, Kamara's been horrible this year, though.
Tyrone Tracy.
dude?
I'm not
Skittles.
starting him. I'm not starting him.
Then what are you trading for?
Yeah, what was the
What-
point of acquiring
In a
him?
16
Bro,
man
Kamara might get
league.
traded.
Well, the point was acquiring the 2 receivers, and he just gave me the running back replacement.
Josh
You
Downs.
Who
You
knows,
should've
dude?
got a better
With the way
receiver than
Cam,
DJ
with the
Moore,
way
though, I
Cam
ain't gonna lie.
Scadaboo, dude, with the way
Yeah.
Cam Scadaboo runs, he might be out of the league by like week 12, for all we know.
He's not gonna be. He's gonna be fine. He might have like a.
He's gonna be the greatest. He's gonna have the greatest shortest peak of all time, and then he's gonna
Go
have
ahead,
CTE
Nas,
by
be overtime.
35.
Look, man. Just shut down that whole fantasy league that you got. But whatever.
16
Um,
league, 16
0-7.
man is insane.
Like
I
the
love
Bucks.
it.
The Bucks.
Nas's fantasy team is more cooked than Tua is.
Yeah, my team. I don't even look at it anymore. I still do my lineup though because I'm not a bad sport. But look, I'm still trying to make trades too. But listen, I am such a huge believer in the Bucks. I know I've been around them more recently, and I think that helps a little bit with seeing how the team reacts with each other and how they move. But Giannis is
We're
gonna
gonna
have
talk.
the ball.
We're gonna talk NBA Thursday, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
have
what my final
Yeah.
thought is.
Good.
we
Perfect.
have to. But yeah, the Bucks are back in motion, dude. I really think that we have one of the deepest teams in the league, and people continue to say, "Look at your starting lineup: KPJ, Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green." I mean, you put those guys with
Dogs.
Giannis and you put those guys with
Dogs.
Giannis and Turner. I mean, that's like not bad at all. And KPJ might
No.
take a step forward this year. So look, I'm a huge believer in this team. I think if they picked up maybe if Jericho Sims, this is one thing I gotta say here. If Jericho Sims, for some reason, could be really good in the second unit with Bobby Portis, we could have 2 sets of great bigs. You know what I'm saying? Giannis and Turner obviously do what they do, and then Bobby Portis and Jericho Sims for some reason just are explosive off the bench. If that can happen, dude, we can make a lot of great choices this year. Now,
With how weak the East is, there's no excuse for not getting to the second round.
the thing I was gonna say is the teams that I'm only worried about is obviously the Knicks. I think they're gonna be great. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. They got Jordan Clarkson now too to back up a little bit of Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson. I think he's gonna be great. You know, they got Mitchell Robinson coming back a full year probably. That's gonna help them a lot with defense. So Cat can play the 4. It's that team's very good. And then we got obviously the Cavs. We actually go to Cleveland on Sunday. The Cavs look amazing. You know, they're one of the deepest teams as well. More pushing for their stardom.
Are
their
they?
superstars? They're
Are
pretty
they
deep.
really that deep though?
They're
I
pretty
feel like
deep.
The Cavs. I feel like the Cavs that's their weakness is their depth.
They were pretty deep last year, but they're just injured. You know, Max Strus isn't playing. Garland's out right now. I think Jared Allen was. I don't remember if he was hurt or not, but I think he's playing. But still, that team's always going to be good. And you know, the Magic. I think they're going to take a huge step forward. I'm not really scared of the Pistons. Boston's going to be worse. I think we have a really good chance of beating them without Tatum. Pacers, I'm not worried about anymore.
What about Philly?
Philly healthy is an issue. I will say that. Them healthy is an issue. But that's a big if, you know? So I'm huge on the Bucks this year. I really think it can work. Giannis is going to have the ball a lot more. He's going to play a lot more point forward, maybe. Pass the ball a lot more. You can expect a lot of assists out of Giannis this year. Let's just say that. A lot of shooters. You got Miles Turner being able to shoot from 3. I see it. I see the vision. I see the direction they're going. If they can somehow make a move to get another star, I don't know how that's even possible with that cap situation. I think we'll be fine. But that's a long final thought, but that's my NBA spiel for the day, and we're gonna get to it on Thursday for sure.
I'll say my final thought on 1 sec. My final thought is NBA starts tonight. Actually,
Yeah.
how absolutely terrible they see the NBA sucks for this. Let's put Kevin Durant on ring night for the Thunder. That's asshole move. I swear.
Well, that's
They're
a good
gonna win, too.
rivalry too.
Bogus. That is
OKC and Houston is probably one of the better.
They're gonna
rivalries.
win too. It's crazy part. No J. Will tomorrow, and for a while.
Let's
Putting KD at the 2.
let's put Kevin Durant versus the OKC Thunder on banner night for them. Opening night on NBA Peacock to launch NBA 5 Peacock.
Can I also just say that the
They're
NBA on
disgusting.
Prime's theme sounds pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, we get Charles Barkley and them on ESPN now. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
Yeah,
heard
are they
ES
going on tonight?
Yeah,
Are they
they
going
are.
on tonight?
No,
Oh,
they're
well,
on
they
tomorrow.
go on
They're on
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
But
They're on tomorrow.
tonight
They're on
is
tonight.
NBA
Dude,
5.
ESPN was using the NBA on TNT theme last night when I was
I like
watching the football game. I don't.
I like it.
Don't
It's
take
better
it
than
from
that. Save the ESPN theme for the finals or the playoffs.
But they don't even use the good ESPN theme anymore. They just use a
Well,
crappy.
that's
one.
why it's a good thing they're using the NBA TNT in one. Because
They probably
It got
somehow
terrible
got
over the past few
they probably
years.
got the intellectual property rights to it now, so
They had
they probably can use it. Yeah, they can use it as much as they want.
Giannis and Chris Middleton tomorrow. Fun fact. I know nobody really cares about the Wizards.
But,
that'd be fun.
yeah, the final thought: NBA season kicks off tonight, starting at 6:30, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So
Mhm.
it'd be something to see. It sucks because Kevin Durant is going to be in OKC watching them bring down a banner. I'm not watching that, but I'll be at the stadium. We got to get hockey game tonight. Oh, we're going to be on ESPN tonight.
there you go.
So
Mammoth
watch
versus,
on ESPN. Go ahead and watch the Mammoth play the Colorado Avalanche.
The Avalanche.
I will be working. So
It'd be a new rivalry.
they trying to make that a rivalry, like a little mountain kind of series kind of thing. I guarantee it's going to be rally towels tonight because of ESPN. They're trying to make a playoff atmosphere against our rivals. Supposedly they're trying to make a rivalry.
Every
out of
time
that,
they
so
try to push for a rivalry, a different one rises up. So you're
Yeah.
probably gonna be, rough with another team. So
probably, but it's already one with Vegas. That's a big one that they do. But they're trying to make this Colorado one be a rivalry. It's getting there.
Hope
It's
so.
gaining
Be
traction.
fun.
I will say that it's gaining traction. So
hey man, watch hockey this year, man. I got back into it after last year because Jalen told me to get back into it. I watched it since really 2021, 2020 until last year. Let's watch some hockey this year, man. It's gonna be fun.
You
It
still
is.
pulling
I
for the
mean, I
Panthers
tell
or
people, It
who?
was one of the ever since I started watching the Blackhawks back in 2014 when they had that Stanley Cup run.
hmm
It was like, wow, this is.
I was a
really-
hockey junkie in high school, man, and then I stopped. Thank you.
And I was like, this is some pretty impressive stuff. And then when you actually start working in it and you actually go to the games all the time, the environment that you're in, it kind of gets your blood flowing and give you
Dude,
chills.
hockey
So
is the best environment in pro sports, and I'll stand by that. It
it is.
100%.
Oh yeah,
It is 100% the best because it's the intensity of an NFL game with the fan interaction and crowd interaction of NBA and MLB, and the intensity of postseason baseball.
the anticipation of each goal.
Yup.
'Cause it's so hard to get one.
Mhm.
Like when it
You're
gets
watching
in, it just fires you up.
You're watching a basketball-paced game with the intensity of the average NFL crowd, the loudness of postseason baseball, and the interactions you have in normal baseball and NBA games. You're literally just combining all four North American pro sports into one sporting environment, and that's hockey. And the talent pool is so deep. They're going to continue expanding. I think the NHL should really just keep building on where they are right now, but they're going to continue expanding. And it's going to be good.
In a team.
They're not going to. They're never going to, unfortunately,
I know.
which sucks. At least it won't be Milwaukee. Dude, put him in. Screw it. Put him in lacrosse. Put him in point.
Put him in
Green Bay. Green Bay.
Green Bay.
If they can hold an NFL
Cold
team,
State.
they can definitely hold a hockey team.
Well, we've come to the end of the show. Subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Follow our podcast page on other platforms. The links are in the description box below. I know we've been a little off on the Spotify. We'll get that up soon once we all get availability back. We have an Instagram and TikTok where we'll be posting reels, shorts of this show, and polls. We do have question boxes, and you can always DM us whatever you have answered. We try to answer it for you. We dab into other topics like music, film, travel, or lifestyle takes, but right now, sports season is very heavy. We're going to take a step back on that for a little bit. So with that, this has been Shot of Sports, and we will have a fantastic show on Thursday. So join that.